Hi, my name is Daniel Bortnick. I'm the executive chef of Firefly restaurant in DuPont Circle. And today, in anticipation of Hanukkah, I'm going to be teaching you how to make potato latkes. Of course, when making potato latkes, you have to have potatoes, and you got to have onions, eggs. Some people use matzo meal. I do not. I like to the starch in the potato binds them, and a little bit of salt, and of course oil. This is canola oil. The whole reason latkes are a tradition for Hanukkah is because of the oil, and it represents the oil and the lamp and the whole Hanukkah story, which you can look up separate. I like to use Yukon Gold potatoes. They're not quite as starchy as a russet or an Idaho, which you could certainly use. They do get crispy, not as crispy, but they have a nice creamy flavor. Okay, so we're going to start with 2 pounds of Yukon Gold potatoes and put them in the food processor to shred them. You could do it on a hand shredder, but this is a less bloody method to cut them. Okay, so add the potatoes, and you actually want to alternate potatoes with onion, because the onion is going to help keep the potatoes from discoloring. It's 2 pounds of Yukon Gold potatoes and 1 large yellow onion or 1.5 medium-sized onions. Once the potatoes and the onions are shredded, a really important step is to strain as much water or liquid as you can off of the potatoes, and that's going to help you get a crisper potato latke, and you'll also have less oil splatter when you're cooking. I've got here what's called a chinois. It's a fine mesh strainer, but you can just use any colander you would use to strain pasta or vegetables. Really push on it and get all that liquid out of it. Try and get as much of the water out as possible. Okay, I've got here kosher salt, some sliced scallions, and two eggs just lightly beaten. Add the eggs, scallions, 1 tablespoon of salt. Mix it together really well. At this point, it'd be a good time to get your heavy pan out and heating up on about medium heat. And for those of you following at home that have an induction burner, set it to about 10. The oil's hot. We're going to go ahead and take the potatoes and just kind of, again, take the opportunity to squeeze some of the liquid out and make little balls, press them flat, set them in the pan. Do this very carefully so you don't burn yourself. Okay, if they don't stay together as a perfect ball, that's okay. Again, you want the pan hot enough, and that'll help keep it from sticking. You don't want to mess with them too much. Cook them about 3 or 4 minutes till they're evenly a nice golden brown across the bottom. If you have a little palette spatula like this thing, it's really helpful so that you can just kind of take a peek under the latkes and see where you're at. No sense trying to guess if you're ready. Flip them again, they fall apart. It's a big disaster. You don't want that. I like to serve potato latkes with the traditional things are applesauce and sour cream. What I've made here is a little horseradish sour cream, and I've got a little pear and ginger chutney, and this is cranberry and quince jam with cardamom. All 3 things go great, and it's just a little bit different and a little more interesting. And there you have it. These are the Firefly potato latkes. Happy Hanukkah.